Hi everybody, this is the Baseball HUD, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, HUD, and welcome back to another visit to the insane asylum known as WFAN.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny fun.
Now, welcome back to the Baseball HUD 3, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. So we're going to take you to a wonderful moment in WFAN. Current history, and that's of the psycho killer of Chris McMonigle. And if you see pictures of him, he looks like, quite frankly, and this is all fun, looks like an axe murderer. But now you're starting to see some smiles, and he's happy, and well, that's good. And maybe we can all be safe. He's not in the streets causing havoc. But, you know, as you know, is now at the center. He's got to be successful in the job that he has now, because that will bring him big money and all these things that come with it. All this responsibility. Because at the end of the day, like I've said many times, his partner, Craig Carton, that comeback will not last long. Okay? Comebacks don't last long. And I'm not being mean. It's just how it is. But you never know. But this from Barra Media. How Chris McMonigle landed in afternoons with Craig Carton at WFAN. It's been a lifelong dream just to be the overnight host. It felt was a dream. I felt it was a dream. And I felt I was just becoming accustomed to that role. It's been a whirlwind, but it's been a crazy but exciting couple of months, says the psycho killer. It's been a very busy few months for Odyssey's sports radio flagship WFAN in New York City. Craig Carton's return to the legendary radio brand for a third run created truth to rumors that had lasted for months following the departure from breakfast bowls on FS1. Amid the changes came an opportunity for Carton's former producer and also former Chris McMonigle, a WFAN lifer who worked his way from an intern in 2007 to full-time overnight host in July of 2023. Now, what's interesting, they've not announced who the next overnight person is going to be. They're going to have a whole cast of a whole cast of characters, a whole cast of hosts coming in to do the overnight. Today, the dream he had from childhood continues on the grandest stage of them all. Afternoon drive in New York City on the brand that defined the format. So we're going from Mike and the Mad Dog to Chris McMonigle. I haven't even picked my head up yet to think about the pressure of afternoon drive. I'm trying to focus on getting things started and doing the best I can. But it's obvious there's more pressure and eyes on us, said McMonigle. It's an incredible experience so far, and I'm really excited about it. What do you mean by us? I don't know. McMonigle spent the last 2.5 years as the guiding voice for WFAN's overnight programming. He said sidecar for so many working the third shift, keeping them entertained while connecting on a personal level. His efforts during that time were not ignored. That's tough being overnight, you know. It's the reason why they haven't had a lot of overnight guys over the last 40 years. They're basically really two guys and a bunch of other people after that. You know, they had Steve Summers, me here and you there. The schmools. Let me read you my ad libs. And he was there for like 100 years. And he looks it too, by the way. My goodness. He started out, he was a big, heavy guy. He looks like Uguay from Kung Fu Panda. Without the shell. The opportunity presented. And then, of course, they had the one guy at the radio station your host doesn't like. That's Joe Benigno. McMonigle says he was approached by Odyssey's chief business officer and New York market president, Chris Olivero, in mid-November, of an opportunity he did not see coming. Quote, I had some time with it before it was announced. It was an exciting surprise, said McMonigle. It's been a lifelong dream just to be the overnight host. I felt it was a dream, and I felt I was just becoming accustomed to that role. It's been a whirlwind, but it's been a crazy but exciting couple of months. Now, I would believe, and I think, that they went to Evan Roberts first. And I think they went to Evan and said, hey, uneven Evan, we want to bring back Craigie. Do you want to team up with him? No, I'm married to Tiki, okay? And then they had to scramble and figure out who they wanted to put in there. Or it might have been a situation they knew that Uneven wasn't interested. Following an initial conversation before the Thanksgiving holiday, McMonigle says station management kept him fully in the loop about the potential opportunity. His experience as Carton's producer for over 2 years alongside Evan Roberts, Uneven Evan, helped build strong camaraderie between them. As a result, McMonigle felt that a reunion, although in a new setting as co-host, would be a smooth and comfortable fit. Now it's just speaking less. The idea of sharing the time and establishing the rhythm of the back and forth is different, said McMonigle. Craig opens the show, leads the calls and segments. Those are all things I've been doing exclusively for over 2 years. Sometimes when the music comes back, I caught myself just turning on the mic to start. It's just getting used to it. When Carton departed WFN to take on a role with Fox Sports in 2023, McMonigle knew it would be his last stop with the station. He knew Carton's legacy with the brand, along with his ability to generate ratings and revenue success over the 2 previous stints, wouldn't keep him away from a third crack in the Big Apple. Did you say another bite of the Big Apple? A future unknown. During the time following Carton's exit to Fox Sports, McMonigle says he wasn't worried about Carton taking his overnight position at WFAN. He didn't allow rumors of a return to affect his focus, knowing that being an overnight host insulated him from much of the scuttlebutt surrounding the prime day parts. And it just gets the bullshit at night. Nobody bothers you. Now Carton back in the afternoons, and Evan Roberts and Tiki Barber in middays, and Sal Licata and Brandon Tierney out. McMonigle feels that the WFAN weekday lineup has a big feel and every day part. So was he saying that BT and Spaz weren't doing a good job? No, that's not nice. While excited to be trusted as a key part of that lineup, he admits he didn't always believe the opportunity would come at WFAN. Along the way, there were times where WFAN felt very stagnant. The guys from behind the glass weren't getting a lot of opportunities. There were times when it became a challenge. You felt you had to leave it if you want to get on air. There were absolute times at the station where I felt I didn't know where this is all going. I love the station, I want to be here, but is this the best place for me? Change is never easy, and WFN navigated a very public transition over the past few months. With Carton's return, while McMonigle's role was elevated, station management ultimately decided that Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata would depart, or AKA hit the road. Pound sand, get lost, disappear. And the weeks following the official announcement, the Coconut and Spaz were given the opportunity to close out their program on their own terms. McMonigle praised the way the Coconut and Spaz handled a very public and difficult situation. In radio, you don't always get the last show. Chris Russo didn't get that. But well, that's because he quit. That guy quit. He walked away. We've always heard once, it's over, said McMonigle. I know Coconut and Spaz will be great with whatever is next. They handled it incredibly well, and I thought the station did well too. It went as well as it probably could have. Well, it could have went. I'm all right. The next generation. I just love this article. This goes on and on. McMonigle's career path has always been tied to WFAN. The story reflects hard work, dedication, and embracing opportunity when it presents itself. He jokes that hard work never goes out of style, but the sentiment rings true when applied to this journey. Although his story now continues into the afternoon drive, McMonigle is often asked for guidance by those trying to break into the industry. He recognized that his path was shaped by the timing of his entry. He also acknowledges that the landscape for breaking through sports radio is much different today. The difference is it might be easier than ever to get started. There are so many platforms and different things to find and be a part of, but maybe that makes it more difficult to cut through. There's still a role to go somewhere and do whatever it takes to get somewhere and stay relevant in that company. But it's a different world. There are more ways now to do it than just one. See, you don't have to work for these guys. You don't have to work for WFAN. Okay, you could do your own thing. You could start your own YouTube channel. You could do stuff on Spotify. You can be anywhere, on any platform. You want to do a show on X, you can do a show on X. You want to do something on Facebook, you can do something on Facebook. There's nothing stopping you. And if you don't want to go through the bullshit of going into one of these broadcasting schools, you can do it online. You can do it on YouTube. You can find, there's so much stuff on YouTube. I'll give you an example. I was taking a Spanish class years ago. I don't speak Spanish. I barely speak English. I barely speak English properly. But my lady friend, my ex-girlfriend, told me, said, look, why don't you watch these, how to speak in Spanish on YouTube. This was years ago. And I was like, but then I started doing it and it helped me pass that class. That helped me pass that class. So you can find anything on YouTube. I could probably look and see what would be good. I should do that for myself. How to be on the radio. You could do that. You don't need this nonsense of doing these broadcasting nonsense. This broadcasting and spending like thousands and thousands of dollars and be stuck in debt. Or you don't even have to do that. If you got a phone like I have here, just turn it on and that's it. That's it. Or do it on the computer. That's it. That's all you need. If you're funny, if you're entertaining, that's all you need. You don't need to go through all this struggle, being on the overnights. You can do your own shit. And do whatever you want. Be your own boss. But I noticed that some of these former WFAN people, they don't want to be their own boss. They got to have sponsors. And when you have a sponsor, they tell you what to do. They tell you what to say. Or they tell you what you can't say. It's not so much what you can say. It's a lot of times what you can't say. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And of course, this is another visit to the insane asylum. And another visit to the nervous hospital known as WFAN.
They're coming to take me away, ha ha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee hee, ha ha. To the funny fun.